If you're a heating air machine technician or even a salesperson, how do you use reviews in the sales process and why does this matter? This is an important question. I'm Scott Bell. I'm coming to you live for HVAC Technician Sales Secrets on a perfect day to talk about sales and a perfect day to talk about you. So here's the thing. If you've got a bunch of reviews inside of your company, your organization, or your business, and they're fantastic, you should absolutely use them to your favor. Now, you have to know too that once you start pointing out reviews, you do have the ability to say, well, for your buyer to say, I'm going to go look at other companies and see what their reviews are. So if you're going to go down this path, you do have to know that you can cause yourself some problems, but you have to be able to have the conversation, overcome them. So let's say that I'm sitting with Bob and Betty Smith, my favorite people on the planet, Bob and Betty. And they say, hey, Scott, why should we go with you? Well, I don't know if you really should at this point. There's a lot of people who have gone with us in the past. I can show you 1,000 reviews of people who've done business with us. Let's pull them up, right? I'm not a big believer in talking somebody into doing something from the very beginning because it takes away their free will. So when somebody comes to me and says, hey, Scott, why should I do business with you? Well, I'm not quite sure that you should, because it's like kind of disarming. They're like, wait a minute, you should be forcing this on me. I'm like, no, I'm going to go completely opposite direction here. So you can actually slow down the process and say, like, I don't know if you should. And a lot of people are like, if I do that, they're going to say no. No, they're not. I promise you, they're not. Why don't we go through some reviews? Okay, so that's one way of doing it. The second is introducing it in your sales process. Hey, one of the things that we really like to explain when we meet with people like you, Bob and Betty, is that we have 500 reviews from clients, people who've done business with us, that are just like you. Would you like to take a look at them? And sometimes people will say yes, sometimes people will say no. Not all the time do they say, yeah, let's go ahead and do it. You have to be aware of that. And this is why you should do it. So I'll give you the goods, not in the Facebook group, not in the YouTube channel, which means private coaching, private training, discounted coaching, discounted training, or other cool stuff. So you should absolutely use some reviews in your sales process, right? If you are a salesperson, you should say, hey, look, one of the things that's really good and one of the reasons I like working here is look at our reviews. And chances are pretty good. Someone's going to say, I already have. And you could ask about them. Are you happy about them? Yeah, I am. And they may go, well, I read this review from Dave and Dave wasn't happy. Well, sometimes people are born on the wrong side of the bed, but you have to be able to have this conversation and know how you're going to insert it into your sales process. But the first step is to have it. Say, hey, look, I wouldn't work for a company that has 1 million bad reviews. Right? I don't want to work for a bad company. It's always my goal to have a good company. It's always my goal to make sure that you're happy with what we do. So let's figure out a way to make this happen, right? You could actually highlight a couple of them and say, here's 10 good reviews and here's a couple of people who were upset and here's what we did to fix it. Why try to hide it? Why try to bury it? Hey, here's 20 good reviews and here's 10 people who didn't like what we had to do. Here's what our process was to fix it. That way, if something goes wrong, we could take care of it from here. Or here's 2 examples of where we were able to fix somebody's issues after, we did the sales process and we had things going on. The key is to stay on top of whatever problems and issues you have, but also highlight the amazing things that you do. And this is why you have to deliver good service, right? It's one thing to say, hey, we're a 5-star company, right? But consistently over time doesn't always happen. And there's some people who rest on their laurels and never escalate and they're like, well, we were the 5-star company and now we're like the 3.7. Not good. Always deliver what you say you're going to do. Like that's always the best rule in business. You got 1 of 3 things to do from here. Just 1 of 3. Find the subscribe button, click on it, and every time I send out a video, you'll get an update. 2, if this is social media, hit follow. Or 3, share or tag this video to a friend. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.